Sure, Saints fans, things seem terrible, but it's always darkest before the dawn.
Ralph, shut up. It's always darkest before you die. Hit that intro music.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Calloway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That and brain.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
Oh! All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are brought to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlborough. I'm joined by Dave, Andrew, Kevin, somewhere parts unknown. Also, hello, everybody, watching us on the live stream on Twitch right now. I can see your boy Alan, Hatchet John, Budrich, Andrew's dad, Jerry. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Making it rain.
It's dark times in Saintsville. We're going to discuss if Dennis Allen is circling the drain. Is the defense, have they quit on DA? And whether I should drink Drano or not. Plus, the hotline is rage, anger, comedy, all tied together. And your questions are entering the weirdest dimensions, and we'll preview the Lions game. Before we start, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour, wherever you get your podcast. And I also have to mention about our MVP contest. Jerry, the legend, JLD Hot Sauces and Knives, he made us this custom-made bad boy with the Saints Happy Hour logo, and we are going to raffle it off at the end of the season. If we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle from my gigantic minibar booze collection I'm going to poison myself with. I want to thank the one, the only Budrich. He sent me peach brandy. That looks disgusting, and this. Andrew, looks extra disgusting. Mocha rum cream. Budrich, those are horrible. The PlayStation games you sent to Max are outstanding. We've been playing the crap out of ESPN 2K football on the PlayStation 2. He loves it. He runs around the crib. And
PlayStation 2?
Yeah, he's got a PlayStation 2, and Budrich sent me a bunch of old games.
Is he playing Crash Bandicoot on that thing?
No, he's playing
There's no
Star
good
Wars.
Crash Bandicoot on PS2, man. Come on.
So we play that. He got a Switch for his birthday. He's pumped about the Switch. I wanted to thank Butteridge for that. Thomas, do we have an MVP leader already?
Oh yeah, we are already at 60%. Crazy shit. Are we going for a record? We set a record last week, by the way, guys, at 6 minutes. And we are already at 6, I think.
And Thomas
it's gonna be hard to beat.
Thomas keeps reminding me, and I keep forgetting, there is a text-to-speech it's a text-to-speech option if you donate.
Functionality.
If you donate $20 in a shot, you can do text-to-speech, and it will interrupt Dave in mid-sentence, and boom, you'll be right on the show. $20. You're not setting it on fire. It's the best $20 you'll ever spend to shut Dave up. So
2K
that's
bits, 2K bits, yeah, 2K bits.
2K bits.
2,000 bits. Yeah, that was kind of kind of a terrible
and then you can send
It really
a
was
donation.
Like, I have no idea. Like, if you donate $20,
if you donate,
I have no idea
because
what
you
you're
were
gonna
late, Andrew. You were
I
late
heard,
when I was,
Dave shuts up.
explaining
I mean,
it.
that sounds nice. I guess
if
I
you
might do
donate
it.
at
But
least 2,000 bits, and you have to do it in one shot. You can't do $5 and $5 and $5. You have to do it all at once. But if you donate at least $20, when you do that, you'll get the option to type in a message, and there's a robotic voice that will read out your message on the show. So if
And
you don't
it will interrupt the show.
it'll interrupt the show. So if you don't like something I'm saying, you can donate $20 and shut me up and
That's right.
send me a message. So
You can
I
donate
think- I
20
dare
Andrew,
you.
and
I think
see
we-
how it looks, man, and see how it
Yeah,
sounds.
I think we talked about this last week, but I just want to say it again because it's amazing to me that in the Open, Ralph crosses up Marcus Callaway and Marcus Colston, and for Callaway to be back on the Saints last week,
it's got to be
it
tough.
just I don't
Wide
know.
receiver one.
It comes full circle.
Wide receiver one. He's back.
At the end of the game, he was.
He's back. I'm drinking Hard Hide Strawberry Whiskey and Farmer's Market Strawberry Mint Lemonade. It's delicious.
You're not out of that yet?
No, I get
run
my
out?
father-in-law hooks me up constantly.
I am drinking bourbon. This year's release of Bourbon County brand stout, except it's the Bananas Foster
Ooh, that sounds
edition. So black. It's okay. It's very dark and.
Can I do a
boozy.
quick donation update, Ralph? Because I didn't read the MVPs.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Thanks to Who.Golfer, 500 bits to Romeo for 500 bits, Budrich 500 bits, and the MVP leader is one and only Hatchet John 3.5k bits.
Wow.
Is that true? Callaway got re-signed by Denver. Did I miss that?
What?
Someone in the chat just said that Callaway was poached
You mean
Peyton-
Marcus
by
Colston?
the Broncos.
Peyton is just an asshole. He's just like, I'm going to bury DA.
I don't think that's right. No, Callaway's back with the Saints.
I'm going to bury DA. Thomas did the donation update.
I did it already.
I did it. I'm trying to get organized here. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
The Saints, Andrew, they had 8 field goals combined versus Atlanta and Tampa. No touchdowns, by the way. At what point does Pete's key card get turned off?
I mean, I in the post game show when we talked, I was like, "This is it. The time is now." Like,
Brain.
you get a bye week. You had a bye week to prepare for this. You're 5-5. You're playing for first place in the division. It doesn't get any more important. You play Atlanta's trash heap of a defense. So difficulty, why you're not playing the Pittsburgh Steelers wall.
Right.
You're not playing the steel wall. You're not playing Refrigerator Perry and Mike Singletary and the 85 Bears. You're playing freaking Atlanta, run by a former Saints defensive coach that was run out of town. All right, so anchored by David Onyemata and Caden Ellis. All right, that's who you were going up against, and you fail to put the ball in the end zone. This offense is going backwards. We're 12 weeks in; they're going backwards. That was maybe the worst performance. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, it got worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he should have been fired. I can't believe he still has a job. But I'll tell you, man, like the ship is going down. The ship is going down, and I think they've just made a decision. Like, we're all going down together. And I will say, it is a little surprising because if I'm Dennis Allen, like, I'm giving you a pound of flesh. I'm firing Pete. Not because he deserves it necessarily. I mean, I think he does, but more just because as a head coach that's about to get fired, I'm desperate for you to blame anyone else. And if I just fire somebody temporarily, maybe it takes the heat off, gets the fan base a little excited about something else, but he didn't do that. So it seems like the staff is just content to all go down together.
I don't know. That's not what I came away with after the game. I feel like if we're all in agreement, red zone is just, my God, atrocious. And the offense just in general is That's the thing. It's like it's just so funny that between the 30s midfield, they're great. They light it up, and they're like frightened turtles.
They sustained. The thing was, they've like they're
like uncircumcised penises.
Oh my God,
once they get into the red zone, they just like you just shrivel up.
That analogy is like me trying to pronounce Marcus Callaway. I don't know.
I think so. You know what? Like, I've been soft on DA, and I'm ready to say like I have lost all faith.
That's what I was going to
in
tell you.
DA. I have lost all faith in this team.
I'm not
like,
on the same page. I
think that honestly the worst thing that could happen. And I can't believe I'm saying this because it's not in my nature to root against the Saints. And if they win, I'll be happy. But I actually think the worst thing that could happen for them is to win this division. Because, and I know, Ralph, you may have said this earlier in the season, but like, if they make the playoffs and that justifies in Mickey Loomis's head that he can stick with this regime of DA and Carr, like, dude, this team, this group ain't
somebody
it.
Drug test Andrew. I want to let people.
Dude, I'm done. Like after this game, it broke me. I have given up on Andrew DA. I have no faith in him anymore. But listen, like what Dave is describing, how you're really good outside the 20s, that shows they have talent. They're moving the ball pretty well. When they get inside the 20s, the margin shrinks. And that's when it's all about the details. It's all like, because the margins are smaller, it's all about execution. It's all about, and you know what? Like, details, execution, that comes down to coaching. And there's so many little breadcrumbs and things over the course of the season. Most recently, Alvin Kamara tells you they have no identity. And then Dennis Allen immediately comes on and says, yeah, I disagree. I think we do have an identity. All right, DA, what's your identity? We run the football is the first thing out of his mouth. Are you? What fucking season have you been watching? When do we run the football? Are you kidding me?
I mean, they run it. They just don't do it well.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, like, I just feel like Dennis Allen's public awareness, his grasp of how to control the narrative and how to speak to the media to spin things, like he doesn't have good instincks. He's not a details guy. Like, I don't see how it can work the way it is right now. I'm out. I'm out.
What does that mean? You're out?
He's Andrew's
games?
No, I'm gonna keep watching the games. I'm still a fan, of course. And like, I mean, like I said, I'm conflicted because I'm the last person that roots for a draft pick.
It's very weird. It was very weird behind the scenes talking to Andrew this yesterday on text, because Andrew has always been, the entire time that I've known him, is like, he's got this every game's different strategy, scheme, change it up. Anything can happen. Yeah, they are terrible, but every week's a new week, and he's just broken.
Well, no, I mean, it's just like, biggest game of the year. You're playing a dog shit defense. Like, it's time to put up or shut up. You just had a bye week, and you roll into Atlanta and you play like that in the red zone. Like, I just, like, how do they recover from that?
What were
they're never going to fix this problem.
I came away from this game like really hating Derek Carr. Like, I really thought he played like absolute.
He sucks.
He does suck. And like, I don't know. I don't see it the same way that you guys see it. I like, you've made some great points. Like, they're all valid. I don't have any necessarily arguments against your specific points, but like, I just feel like Derek Carr is not the guy. He's just
Derek Carr is a hospital.
I mean, but Dave, I also like. I want to say also though,
I feel like
it's unfair. It's unfair to blame just Derek Carr on this. Like, it was like a system failure. Dave, I mean, go back and think about it. Should Shaheed have caught the ball? That low throw at the 1, should he have caught that?
Absolutely.
Yes. So Derek Carr got fucked over there. All right. And then when Ramczyk has 2 holding calls that make it 1st and 20, that's not Derek Carr's fault. If that flag doesn't get thrown, if he doesn't hold on those 2 plays, the Saints are down inside the 8, 1st and goal, knocking on the door. Instead, it's 1st and 20, at the 22.
Okay,
I mean, it's huge difference.
That shit happens sometimes. That shit happens to every team.
But
and
it happened on every possession, and then every Saints fan is clamoring, give the ball to Taysom. How are we not giving the ball to Taysom? And then they give the ball to Taysom, and he fumbles.
I know
this offense is snake bitten. No matter what they do, it blows up in their face. There is no answer. None.
Here's my question. I'm not saying, Dave, I'm not saying that this
might be the most negative I've ever heard Andrew.
It is. Andrew's broken.
13 fucking years.
The game that broke Andrew. I'm not saying that this offense is the worst offense, the Saints offense I've ever seen, because they had 450 yards. Taysom got 7 carries. Kamara had 120 yards. And they did it all with massive injuries and a center getting hurt in the second half. But Dave, I got to say, in all my time watching the Saints, this might be the most frustrating offense I've ever.
Yeah.
It might be the most frustrating Saints unit I've ever watched, because I watched the bad defense of Rex Ryan and Spags and all that. That was like, I just knew they suck. What do you want them to do? Just hope that they fall and ass backwards into a turnover. This offense is the most frustrating Saints unit I've ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah. I want to answer a question in the chat real quick. Aldo Marino asked, so what changed on DA? This is the same DA that started this season and last season. I think what's changed for me with DA is that I kind of always viewed him as a upper tier defensive coach. And as long as the Saints are playing elite defense to keep them in games, I tolerated mediocre offensive performances because I'm like, they have a puncher's chance. But what I've seen, the Atlanta rushing attack, I mean, I think they just got another first down running. I'm pretty sure. But like what I saw Atlanta do running the football, and then what I saw Josh Dobbs do the week before, I do not look at those teams and say, holy shit, what an opponent.
And by the way,
we're going up against Josh Allen. We're going up against Mahomes.
He got stuffed in a locker by the freaking Bears yesterday.
So I mean, you look at the opponents that road graded the Saints defense, and if we can't even get plus performances from that side of the ball anymore, I mean, then it really is hopeless. So that's the difference for me is.
Well, I want to play.
What are we going to do? We want to blow it all up? I mean, like what? You're going to bring in a new coach? You can't work with Carr.
You can't. You can't. You're stuck with Carr a year. I would not be against drafting a quarterback, knowing that you're going to go to him in a couple years. But I mean, we're stuck with Carr for another year.
Champagne wants to know did Andrew and Dave have a body switch?
Yeah, really.
I mean,
DAI these days, guys.
You can't.
I get sensitive when we lose to Atlanta. I hate it.
It is. It's just the way. And the thing that was gross, and I said it on the post game. The thing that is so gross is I literally had to listen to like Robert May and Nathan. They're like, Ritter, he might be turning a corner. He showed some grit. I'm like, get out of here with that. Arthur Smith was like, I'm done with you. You're never throwing the ball again in this game. And they won anyway. It's so gross. It was infuriating on so many levels. But I want to say this. I want to thank this sound clip that Eric Flint on Twitter he used Underhill interviewing Kamara and Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he mashed it together. Kamara, he's not even mad anymore. He's just sad and angry like us. Thomas, play that sound clip.
I don't know. We need to find a real fix, not just we got to be better. Because that's shit. You want to be better every week. That's obvious. Like let's get past that. We already know we got to be better. How are we gonna get better? What are we gonna do to get better?
One day later.
Yeah, look. I mean, does it need to be better? Yes. You know, I'd be the first one to stand up here and tell you that it needs to be better, and it really hadn't been quite where we needed to be in the last couple of years. So it's going to continue to be an area that we'll address and try to work on and try to be better at. But yeah.
Well, now wait a minute. Didn't he also say that he felt the offense was because Kamara said the offense lacked identity.
That's right.
And Dennis Allen said that he felt their identity.
We did have an identity.
Explosive and powerful. They're 9 inches. He swears they're 9 inches long. Swears by it. So anyway, so I don't know.
That's what she said.
You know, my takeaway from this is, oh shit, he's lost the locker room. The locker room's gone.
It does feel that way.
I mean, we'll get to.
He's saying one. You know, Kamara's saying one thing. He's addressing Kamara. What, you know, I don't know. The second you start addressing your players' comments, you're fucked. You are fucked.
Yeah, and I feel like there's kind of thinly veiled comments that the players made, like, oh, well, the players were, we're all on the same page. Kind of like. So you're showing up to do your work, but you don't really believe in the coaches.
I think there's a sense, Andrew, and I was just thinking about this today, and I wish I would have put it more clear in the rundown because I think.
Well, you didn't send the rundown.
I didn't send you the rundown.
It doesn't really matter what you put in the rundown.
But Dave, I was thinking this: when was the last time the Saints had a game in any game this year, and even go into last year, where after the game we were like, oh man, that scheme or that sequence from DA or Pete, that was the bomb. We just pantsed that team. That was awesome.
Well, yeah, Indianapolis. Y'all got excited after we beat Indianapolis. Y'all thought that was it. We were going to the Super Bowl. I think Ralph, you had booked tickets to where's the Super Bowl this year?
I mean, the 34-0 win over the Patriots was pretty nice.
I'm well aware. People go through my old tweets, Dave, and after the Saints win, I got really excited when they were 2-0. I got really excited when they were 5-4.
Yeah.
People go through my tweets and remind me that I was talking to 11-6 division titles. I'm aware. Jerks.
That's my answer.
Aware. But okay, maybe against Indianapolis they did the little thing where Derek Carr was like, "Hey, the Raiders." When I was with the Raiders, Gus Bradley, when we do this, they cover the go route like this. If we do that, we'll beat them, and they cooked them a couple times. Besides that, like, can you think of any other time in the last 2 years where like brilliance from DA or Pete like really dominated a team?
No. Not off the top of my head.
Sean Payton was doing that shit once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Peach, do the peach. I guess Hatchet John gets the pig, but
no, do the mocha.
No, dude. Every time he does the cream, anything creamy, he's always like, "Oh, it's so bad." I think. See, you know how Ralph was selling it as like, "Oh, this sounds disgusting," but anytime he does cream, I'm telling you.
Yeah. By the way, people, if you love in the Discord, Thomas has posted every time I've done a shot. He's posted the videos. It's his own Discord channel, and people seem to really like it. So.
Hatchet John says you get to pick, Dave.
Oh.
So what are you?
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Hatchet John in the lead with 3.5K bits. Your boy Allen second place, 2.5.
Yeah.
Do the peach shit.
Looks orange.
What is it again? Peach what?
Peach brandy.
Oh, brandy is gross.
Yeah.
Ugh, peach brandy. Ugh.
I don't think I've ever. You know what? I'm sure I have drank brandy before, but I'm honestly I can't remember the last time I have.
Brandy, you're a fine wine. What a good wife you
65 proof. Smells nice.
65 proof. Wow.
Smells like peaches.
Brandy wears a braided chain made of finest.
Oh, he's making the face. He's making the face. He's making the face, people. For those of you that can't see.
Hey, Sally, I need assistance.
I think that got him good. Not good, huh?
I'm happy to have done Hatchet John. Hatchet John entrusted
these are the
me
worst.
with the decision I've done.
This was bad because when it went down, Andrew, I was like, oh, not so bad. And they have these ones that are like, I don't know, brandy. I can never really know. This one, I had to like force it back down. Those are the ones. And like one of these times, like I'm going to go to force it back down and it's not going to happen. And since I'm crippled, I'm not going to be able to reach for the bucket. And I'm going to have to use all the donated money to buy a new computer because it's going to go all over my computer.
We got your back, man.
So Thomas, put a little aside, put it in a little like side fund. Ralph ruins computer with vomit.
Roger that. Let me give guys a quick donation update. Thanks to Jason Champagne for 2 gifted subs. To your boy Alan for 5 gifted subs. To Romeo for gifting a sub. To your boy Alan for 100 bits. And to Who Dat Golfer for 1k bits. Who got us over the line.
I want to announce to people, if you didn't get your live show tickets for December 8th, if you didn't get your tickets, your SOL, we sold out. So the show at Sports Drink, it's sold out. We may have some standing room only tickets available day of.
If we like you.
I will let the patrons know. I will send out a message. I'll let people know on Twitter. But if you didn't get your tickets, we promoted this for months, Dave. I feel bad if people didn't get your tickets, but
that's fucking illegal.
We told you over and over again. Get your tickets for Sports Drink. It's going to be amazing. They're going to have Dave. They are going to do special drinks named after each one of us.
No, they're named after each one of us.
They're going to be named after us.
Is mine going to have rum in it?
I'll get with Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna make some special drinks so the line can move faster, so people can be like, instead of coming up and be like, I want this, I want a pina colada, I want it. You just go and be like, I want the Dave. I want the Andrew.
I want the Dave.
Crazy Dave. Please name one of them. Crazy Dave.
It'll keep the bar moving so people can get drinks, because our crowd, man, they drink
I'm
a lot.
bald. Mine comes with no garnish. Wait, so I was Googling, somebody was asking me about this place, and I was like, actually, I've never been. I have no idea. I'm going in blind, but we did Google it. It's got a 5-star rating on Google. It's
amazing.
Like 7 or 8 reviews, and a couple of them had very nice things to say about the lovely Andrew. They were probably mostly reviews from his friends and family, but I thought it was
great.
It looks good.
It's a great place. We're going to be partnering with them. We're going to do this one and hopefully do some more. So, guys, I want to say, we are presented by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry-flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, fresh strawberries from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof, blended and bottled in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Porch Jam Distillery. Hard Hide Strawberry Whiskey is not for the thin-skinned. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long. So support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. John and the Hard Hide folks are going to come out and be at the show.
Well, yeah, your drink, the Ralph, should definitely be the thing that you always, the strawberry lemonade thing. That should be your drink. Mine could be, since it's the holidays, mine could be a meth nog.
Meth nog.
I would be okay with that.
I'll drink. I'll drink whiskey, strawberry whiskey at the.
Kevin's will be throat coat, guys. Don't worry.
I haven't been able to drink that yet. So will they have some at the show?
I don't know. It's the thing is with Hard Hide is it's incredibly popular. John over at Hard Hide, like he has a hard time keeping it in stock everywhere because it's sweeping the nation, because we tell people about it and people are buying it left.
Yeah, you guys have been buying it. This was cool. I don't know if Ralph ever shared this, but they do sponsor other Saints podcasts, and I heard that you guys from this show have been purchasing it more than other ones. So
this show,
I'm not naming names, but like you guys are doing a good job of going out there and supporting our sponsor. So
I'm not
that's awesome.
Name names either, but we use the product.
Right. Yes. So please, if you're tempted or curious about it, go buy some Hard Hide strawberry whiskey and let them know Saints Happy Hour sent you.
Okay, this next topic is a great segue. My cat just took an enormous dump under my end table to the left of me.
That's great. Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you for sharing.
Sounds like a Sally problem.
Hey, Sally, I need assistance. You aren't kidding. So, but Dave,
Tulane, yes.
The defense collapsing that Andrew mentioned earlier, I think it's concerning because here's the thing. I looked this up. The Falcons have run for 660 yards the last 3 Saints games combined. They won the game running the ball 10 straight times. Does the defense mean that the Dave Cariello panic meter is going to blow up and we are going to have the Dennis Allen job panic meter? Thomas, debut that graphic. This is amazing.
What do we got? Oh, DA's job security meter. My panic. Okay, here's the thing. Like my panic meter, I've never been. I've seen the writing. I've seen the writing on the wall. I've seen the writing on the wall for a few weeks now. So I've kind of given up on the season a few weeks ago, even before the Colts game.
It's not a panic. It's just the DA's job security meter.
DA's job security meter. I think DA is fine. You know, he's not going anywhere.
Really? You think his job security is fine?
Total collapse would have to be taken. We'll take a total.
Really?
Collapse.
You think he's fine for next year?
Barring a total collapse this season.
Oh my God!
Frank Reich just got fired. I think DA's getting fired.
I don't think the Saints.
If he doesn't win the division.
I don't think the Saints, and I think my buddy Brett Martell shares the same viewpoint. I don't think the Saints are that kind of organization. I think they try to be skewed more toward the
bullshit.
Thank you, Thomas.
You know, if the meter is on one end is the Raiders with Al Davis, and the other end is
Panthers, right?
Panthers. And the other end is the Pittsburgh Steelers, as far as like how they operate and hang on to people.
The Steelers win games.
I understand that, but
they fired their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that Gale and I think the Saints try to skew more toward the Pittsburgh side. They try not to be that we just make these we try not to make rash decisions or make quick moves, whatever. They give people time. They give people a chance.
To Jason's point, to Jason Champagne in the chat right now, Gail did fire Stan Van Gundy after only one season.
She was paying 3 Pelicans coaches at the same time.
And the main reason that she fired Stan Van Gundy after one season was because he completely lost the players.
She likes the Pelicans. The Pelicans are her baby. She doesn't even really give a crap about the Saints.
So hold on.
She's not even paying attention. DA's stealing cookies from the cookie jar. And Gail.
My question is, if DA has lost the team, does that change the calculus?
It should. I still don't know. I still think they say,
I think the DA's job security meter,
5 wins, 6 wins, he's fine.
I think right now.
Well, we're already at 5 wins. So you're saying he needs to win one game.
I think it's at elevated. I think it's at elevated. I still think it's at this moment it's 50-50 that he gets a third year. But I see things that could make it very difficult for him to get a third year. One, the defense not stopping the run against Atlanta in the fourth quarter. The Saints played harder against Cleveland last year in negative 50 degrees down 10-0 than they played in the fourth quarter against Atlanta. Like that, I'm telling you, like I'm concerned that the team, like, and the erosion of, team fans always say, the team quit, like, and they think it's like doors blown off. I think it's less obvious. Like I think that performance we saw in the fourth quarter against Atlanta is a telltale sign of a team either quitting or they're thinking about quitting on the coach. And the second thing is they don't got any receivers, and I think Detroit is going to draw and quarter them. We'll get to that specifically later in the game preview segment. I think it's about to go from elevated to high severe next Monday, because I think DA is in real trouble. And if he gets eliminated, if the Saints don't make it to week 18 still alive for the playoffs, I think he's done. There's no way they bring him back.
I agree with Ralph. I think it's more likely he gets fired. I think when you consider how weak this division was and how it was there for the taking, if he's not able to make the playoffs with this degree of difficulty and how low it was, like it'll never get easier.
Well,
so I think he gets fired.
Well,
but
they're obviously out of the driver's seat now.
I will say one possible scenario to consider here is that he's kind of, I mean, Derek Carr's his guy, right? He brought in Derek Carr, and the Saints are married to Carr. I could see a scenario where Loomis is like, look, DA, I still think you're a good defensive coach. Really disappointed in the season, but contractually, I'm saddled with Derek Carr. I can't go elsewhere. I mean, sure, we could draft a quarterback and maybe he takes over in a couple of years, but like, as far as contract is concerned, like we're stuck. Derek Carr has to stay and come back. So we've got to run it back with him. I believe you're a good defensive coach, so I'm going to give you one more year, but you got to fire the entire offensive staff. And we're like new playbook, like let's give Derek a bit, bring in Gruden or whatever, but like, let's give him the best shot at success. And you've got one more shot because I have to stick with Carr for a year, so I'm giving you one more chance. I think it's possible he would go that route just because he wouldn't want to saddle a new coach with like you're stuck with Carr for a year.
That's the thing. Like they both go together. Like if Carr is locked in for at least another year financially, then so is DA, because like they're not going to bring in another coach and just coach Carr for a year and then go.
You think so?
I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's.
I mean, I hear that.
Yeah, I
hear
like
that.
It's both or it's all or nothing. That's the way I feel.
I hear that, but I just think it's if you decide you're out, it's easier to get rid of the coaches first because they don't count against the cap.
If they're bringing Dennis Allen back for year 3, the only way I will find that acceptable is if friend of the podcast Zach Strief is offensive coordinator. It's the only way I can tolerate DA getting a third year. But Dave, do you agree?
They kind of have to. Yeah, I mean, Aldo Marino makes a good point, which is they're probably going to have to redo Carr's contract.
That's what I was going to say.
To get space.
I'm not Kai Harley, but Andrew, I spent like 45 minutes on Over the Cap today, and I couldn't figure out a way to get the Saints under the salary cap
without touching Carr.
Like I couldn't do it. Like.
And then you're basically pot committed to another year of Carr.
Yeah.
Right.
And so if that's the case, if you're like, there's no way around the reality that we have to manipulate his money, then I think you have to get a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't. I mean, you're not going to say like we're going to ride DA out for the next 2 years with Carr. Like you got to try to find a coach that can turn him around.
Jason Champ says, or you bring in a new coach, you let him draft his quarterback, and Carr is your bridge for a year.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing: if you redo Carr, you're really committed to Carr 24 and 25 because you got to get under the cap. This is where Loomis math.
Did you guys see the tweet from?
Wait. Did Ralph just admit the nerds are right? Did Ralph just admit the nerds are right?
I mean, it's not so much that the nerds are right.
The nerds, Dave. The nerds won. They're winning.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say the Saints, like it works fine when you are
winning,
rolling over Drew Brees' salary and you're paying and you're lowering his cap number because he's delivering you a top 5 offense. When you have to do it with Carr and he's only got, what does he have, 11 touchdowns? It's a problem. But go ahead.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but Fletcher Mackel, who he friend of the show, he's been on the show. Great guy. He has some wild takes that he puts out there on social media. He can get a little batty.
Yeah.
But he put one out. He put one out there, which was that kind of said like the Saints really shot themselves in the foot, second guessing Taysom Hill as the heir apparent. And I think it wasn't so much that he was saying Taysom was it at quarterback, but when they made the decision that like, we're kind of leaning towards Taysom being the heir, that they should have just stuck with that.
That's right.
And rode it out for a few years until now, basically. Yeah, 21 through 23. And like, I really wish, like, sliding doors, we could compare side by side. Like, I'm actually very curious how that would have gone, because here's the thing, like, Taysom is it's always going to be ugly. It's always going to look kind of terrible. And he was always going to look bad in camp and in preseason. But like, when it gets to the games, and we've seen this, he's a gamer. He makes big plays with his feet, and the defense was good enough. Could Sean Payton have turned him into a guy that doesn't turn it over?
Rallies to Taysom. Like, they get fired up.
Like, I mean, he probably would have gotten injured if he was a starter.
If I could time travel, and I couldn't time travel back to the no call and do horrible things to Bill Vinovich, but if I couldn't do that, but if I could only time travel,
that dude would be hogtied. In the ref's locker room.
Whatever it would take. Yeah.
I would time travel back, and when the Bears offered Jameis Winston money and the Saints kind of like upped their offer just like a tiny bit to keep him, I would have time traveled back, and I'd have been like, don't fucking offer him a nickel more. Jameis goes to the Bears, and in 2021, Sean Payton is stuck with Taysom, whether he likes it or not. And you got Taysom as your quarterback. And my only thing with Taysom...
Do you think we would have been in, like, let's just say in a world where Taysom doesn't get hurt, do you think we're in the playoffs the last 3 years if Taysom's a starter?
I think...
I think you guys are forgetting Taysom was not a great thrower.
I know. I know he's not.
But like,
I'm not pretending he's good.
Lamar Jackson, his first year starting, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
You think Taysom can stay healthy the way he plays? You think he can stay healthy?
That's the thing. Like,
I think no. I don't think that. No, I don't think he would have stayed healthy.
But in a world where he does.
But I'm thinking back to how inept the offense has been the last 2 years with Jameis Winston, with Carr, with Andy Dalton, and I just feel like would Taysom really have been any worse?
I think
at least if he had been just a one read, it's not there. No. I'm taking off. Like if he had been like Jaden Daniels his first year at LSU, one read and go, and just make a bunch of plays with your feet. Like, would this offense have been any worse? Honestly?
I think if they had Taysom, if they would have gone with Taysom at quarterback, in that world, I think the only way that it works is Sean Payton is the coach. Because I'm watching Sean Payton with Denver, where he's doing what he did with the Saints in 2021. He's like, fine, this is how I have to win. I have to run the ball 40 times and hide Russell Wilson. Okay.
Yeah, and you're not turning the ball over.
And you're not turning the ball over. That's fine. That's what we're doing. I think if Sean Payton had been the coach the last 3 years and Taysom had been the quarterback, I think the Saints, I think they'd have made the wild card in 2021. I think they'd have won the crap division last year, and I think they'd be winning the division again this year. But when Taysom played against good teams, he would be terrible, and we'd be fighting with each other like cats and dogs. We'd be like, he every time he plays a good team, he sucks. Like we're never getting over the hump with this. Like what?
No,
are we
of course,
going to
no.
do?
I don't.
But it would be
don't
fun.
mistake me for being like he would have been good or
Carr.
Yeah, I just
it's funner than Jameis.
Just, and the really sad thing is just, you know, I mean, I think we're all starting to see clearly that this Carr investment was a mistake.
And my Carr tweets, the Raider fans, they just hop in my mentions every Sunday, and it's disgusting.
They tried to tell us. I mean, I don't know.
I told you I had that one woman in my store like a month and a half ago, and she was like, "Thanks for taking Derek Carr." Like she was like,
when they told us that Carr was bad in the red zone, I had no idea.
They have a whole Warren Sharp from Sharp Football. He has a whole thread of like 20 videos of Derek Carr being terrible in the red zone, and it's like. I was like, it's the Raiders.
Saints with the Raiders or with the Saints?
With the Raiders. Raiders.
Hold on. No.
We thought Pete Carmichael was going to fix
the show. We had Thomas play it, and we made
hold on. Now, two things. First of all, I actually looked at this before we went on the air. I actually looked at red zone stats, and between the Saints this year and Las Vegas / Oakland, Carr since 2018, they've never been higher than like 22 in the league. They've been terrible. He had a few good years, 2014, maybe 2017, but for the last 6 years, he's been dog shit in the red zone on whatever team he's played on. But since we're talking about this is my point, is like Carr is notorious for being horrible in the red zone. The Saints have red zone problems and they're good everywhere else. That's why I think Derek Carr is the problem, not the coaches. That's why I feel like Derek Carr is to blame more than anybody else.
And he has like
I'm gonna just blame some on DA just
that are even more pronounced than I thought. Like that, like he threw that pass to your UDFA son, Andrew Shaheed, and Shaheed fell down and like got the first down. If that's Drew Brees, if that's 40-year-old broken, no arm, I have to throw up my left hand now to my kids, Drew Brees, in 2020. That is a touchdown for the Saints because Drew Brees is like, oh, it's a little 6-yard pass. I'm going to lead Shaheed perfectly, and he's going to walk into the end zone.
Hold on a second. Look what Dave's trying to cover up here. I believe his son Dylan's paying us a little visit here. He's trying to cover up his chest because it looks like there is an LSU t-shirt. Go ahead, put your hands down. We've already seen it. We already know. You might as well expose it, Dylan. We already saw it.
He wants to
play the breaking news.
We've already seen it. We already know what's on your shirt.
The breaking.
Go ahead and show it. Fade it out. Show it to us.
He wants to say something. He has opinions on Derek Carr also that may be influenced by his father. No, your own.
I watched him play.
Yeah, you watch him play. And what are your opinions on Derek Carr?
He can't give us the 30, and he sucks.
He sucks. Yeah.
He's too old.
Shut up!
Wait. Now, can you clarify LSU or Tulane? Because your shirt screams LSU.
Tulane.
Oh, you can hear them? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but you're wearing an LSU t-shirt. You know that.
Kid, here's a little advice. Enjoy your hair while you have it.
I'm surprised you let him stay in the house, Dave, with that attire on.
Yeah. But it's like the Flintstones. I just kick him out the front door and make him sleep.
That ain't. Kevin says that ain't closet chums.
This isn't closet chums. Yeah, no, I know, but he is. If he had to pick or choose, though, proudly Tulane. It was actually funny. We were talking, and he was asking if Tulane would play LSU in a bowl game this year, and I said no because LSU is not good enough to play in a New Year's Six bowl, and like he just wasn't understanding that. And I'm like, son, I sat him down. I said, son, I got to tell you something. You live in a timeline where Tulane is better than LSU. I want you to remember this. I want you to remember these.
Remind me, Dylan, if you can hear me. Can you remind me in the rankings who is ranked higher between Tulane and LSU? Do you
right now? It's Tulane, I think.
In the rankings?
I think so.
No.
I think so. Wait,
incorrect.
Not the bowl. Not the
in the AP
ranking.
poll.
The AP poll?
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead and look at the AP
the committee
poll.
thing. The LSU was 15. Tulane was like 21. No. So all right.
That's
so
BS.
we gotta get Thomas.
You guys are 13 at 9-3. This is Notre
Tulane
Dame
is 22.
Look at all
9
these teams.
spots.
Notre Dame 9-3.
9
Louisville
spots.
10-2. Arizona 9-3.
If somebody donates $20 right now and does text the voice,
you beat Tulsa at home by two points.
Crazy. This is
if two people
God.
do text to voice to shut Dave up right now, I will drink this mocha rum catastrophe.
God. I would love to play Arizona State, please.
Arizona.
East Carolina has one win. You beat them 13-10. They have one win.
Look, we've had a lot of injuries this season.
Okay.
You know what? Look, you can't get on both sides. If Tulane is so bad, then I don't want to hear the Fritz talk. Okay, then leave Fritz alone. Don't come anywhere near him. Okay, it's either Tulane is great and Fritz is amazing and he needs to be hired by a better program, or Tulane sucks and Fritz can stay where he is. Okay, you can't have both. So pick one and choose. My God.
So all right, so we got to get to the hotline, and as usual, when the Saints lose, the hotline is our complimentary therapy to Saints fans everywhere. 25 calls.
Hold on. 2,000 bits is $50.
Yeah.
No.
How many bits for that shot? How much?
I need 2 20-minute text to voice calls.
Text to voice.
So
text to speech, man.
Text to speech. So look, the hotline, it was 25 calls. The longest call was 1 minute and 44. The uncensored hotline for patrons only, 13 minutes. People were pissed at Carr. Adam, the radio voice guy, was pissed like never before. April called with tears in her eyes.
No.
And we have one of the most creative calls ever. Thomas, let's hear it.
Don't cry.
It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour Hotline.
This is a game. If there was a game for Dennis Allen to have his head chopped off after a game, this would be the one. Well, I called earlier about taking DA's head. It's about that time. It's a 2-minute warning, and I don't see it changing. Everybody did terrible today.
I feel like we signed Kerry Collins all over again.
Hey guys, Adam Brady voice from Maryland. This team, Dennis Allen, this season, the Saints. I'm fucking done with them. They're a piece of shit. They don't know how to play. They don't have fun. They will not win another game this year. The Saints, I'm done.
Well, just another stellar performance by this Saints team. Can't overcome penalties. I know everyone will blame the injuries, but before anybody got injured, Cam Jordan is washed. Hey, JPP made his Saints debut. Guess what? He had as many sacks as Cam Jordan. Then again, so did I. Fire Dennis Allen.
Hot garbage. Just a steaming pile of hot garbage. Absolute trash. I don't know how you keep Pete Carmichael or Derek Carr or the head coach after this. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'd rather have David Carr playing quarterback right now.
Ralph, Kevin, Andrew, Dave, I'm calling you right now. I have some breaking news from some live New Orleans Saints fans after the debacle of the Atlanta Falcons drubbing of the New Orleans Saints. We have some eyewitness testimony right here from some New Orleans Saints fans. Go ahead. What do you have to say, New Orleans Saints fans?
You can tell everybody about say I mean. You won't catch me crying, you can't win. Don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. What you say.
What else do you have to say?
I don't play the same game you play.
Are you sure?
Cause I've been talking to the people at Chicago. It seems to me that
surely we're going to get in trouble for this.
Do you care?
Yeah, Discord's going to ban us. Twitch.
It's too low quality.
It's too low.
Oh, you got to care about the Saints. Well, okay. Are you sure? Okay, back to you guys.
Let's just call it for what it is. We effing suck. Let me repeat that. We effing suck. We had no touchdowns against the Falcons. All was field goals by Groupie. And I'm just tired of it. The Saints got to really do better than this because even when the press conference was on, I didn't even want to watch it because it's the same old shit that Dennis Allen be talking about. He need to go. Him, Carmichael, everybody need to go. All the coaches, they need to go. All of them. But anyway, I just want to call to give you my recap on this painful, pathetic loss to the Falcons. And besides, the Falcons played better than us, so I got to give it to them. We didn't show up.
No, they didn't.
So with that
Jerry,
being said,
come on, don't give it to the Falcons.
Hopefully we'll bounce back when Detroit comes into New Orleans next Sunday. With that being said, y'all have a great week, and who that?
Jerry sounds like Shannon Sharp without the
Under
list.
no circumstances do you ever got to hand it to the Falcons.
Jerry's voicemails are always epic.
It's just, he's amazing.
Yes.
I feel like the hotline is so much. It's like Hall of Fame when they lose. When they win, people are like, they won. It's great. Like, I wish we could bring the energy when they win. Maybe we'll turn it.
Win.
Well,
We need to win first, man.
Is Jerry coming to the live show?
I don't
Does
know.
he live in the area?
I feel like I need to buy him a beer.
By the way, live show sold out.
What about Adam, the radio voice? Is he coming to the live show?
He's from Maryland? I don't know.
I don't know. He would have
Come
to
on.
fly in.
I'm flying from Virginia.
That's right. So,
You guys could be on the same flight.
Yeah.
The Saints Happy Hour viewer mailbag is brought to you by Hard Hide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, play Take It to the Top.
By the way, guess who's in the lead for the MVP, guys?
Who is that?
Probably me.
Fuck you, Andre George.
Let's do it.
Wait, did I spend enough for Ralph to take the next shot?
Nope.
No, I need somebody to do text to voice.
Andrew, are we?
I did it.
Are we doing a mailbag after?
Hold on, Thomas. Why did my voice to text not work? I spent the money.
Yeah, I don't know, but good it didn't because you would have interrupted Jerry. So you know.
Yeah.
Karma's a bitch.
That would have been rude.
I typed that Dave sucks, that Tulane sucks, and that Derek Carr is better.
No, but we appreciate you.
I wanted a machine voice to say that in robot voice. I wanted robot voice to say that's the whole reason I gave money.
I'll fix it for the next show, man.
Disappointing.
So, finger guns. Thomas, what's the first question?
All right, first question. We had tons of questions. First question from Ben Rothwell.
Dr.
Ben Rothwell, and he asks, if you could fast forward this season, when would you press play again?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Well, I mean, obviously, after week 18.
Can I
fast forward to DA getting fired?
Can I press play and then press fast forward again? Because here's the thing, I would press fast forward and I would hit play right for the intro of week 18 versus the Falcons. And I would want to know, like, did the Saints manage to make it to week 18 with playoff possibilities still alive? And if they didn't, I would just be like, fast forward that bitch to the end. But if you know, you come on the air and you're like, hey, it's Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth, and we're live Sunday Night Football. It's the 8-8 Falcons and the 8-8 Saints for the NFC South. I might let it play and watch it. You know?
I don't think we haven't gotten there yet as far as when I'm going to press play.
We just let it run.
We haven't. Well, I don't know.
What's funny though?
Gonna get there.
What I'm realizing as we talk about this fast forward plus press play scenario, like it doesn't take much for the Saints to pull me back in. Oh, they lose to the Lions and we're ready to burn the whole thing down. But then I go into the Dome and Carolina's a dog shit team and they just fired their coach and they beat Carolina by 50 points. That's all it's going to take for me. Like, we still got a chance. Dude, just win one game.
Tim Boyle. The Saints lose to the Lions, but Tim Boyle somehow way beats the Falcons. I'll be right back in. I'll be back in 100%. I'll be like, fuck it, we're winning this division. I'm not even.
Can you play that again? Sorry,
I can.
Everybody, be quiet. Yeah.
Dave sucks. Tulane sucks. David Carr is better than both.
I kind of like that voice.
I like that voice.
Very distinguished.
It's like,
can we make that our host, our intro?
It's like
instead of the girl doing our intro, can we have the British robot, distinguished robot guy do it next time?
We can.
Welcome to the Saints Happy Hour podcast.
We can do that.
He's very regal.
Yeah.
So what's next, Thomas?
All right, next question from King of Crab. He asks, exactly what are the Saints close to when DA says we're close?
Sadness.
Wrong answers
Dolly's
only.
right around the
he should
corner.
have added wrong answers only.
We're close.
We're close to,
we're close to packing.
Guys, I
shit.
think Dave has the answer, guys.
If you come, you best come hard.
We're close.
We're close to losing another game.
What's DA's most annoying thing that he says over and over again that just grates on you to no end?
Whatever the Alvin Kamara thing we just played, where he was like,
"Do better."
Yeah,
we got to do better.
Yeah, that annoys the shit out of me.
Coach better. Do your job. That's what it's about.
No adjustments. He's not making any adjustments.
Maybe he should. What's next, Thomas?
Next question comes from Hudat. He asks, 1st and 10 at the opponent's 18. Down 4
That's
with
the red zone.
1:23 to play. Derek Carr, or now apparently left-handed, and Andre Breeze. Who you got?
Breeze.
Agreed.
Breeze.
Andre Breeze?
Breeze, left-handed.
From
Left-handed Breeze,
Russia?
because left-handed Breeze would just be like, Alvin, just run the wheel route.
Right. I can pitch it.
I feel like his decision making is so superior, like he would find a way to be effective.
Yep.
Yeah.
He would just fix the arm if he had to.
And by the way, Derek Carr, like, just his explanation for the interception was so annoying. He's like, "Well, the safety's not supposed to move there. I don't know what happened." Like, dude,
that was
locked in on the receiver.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Kiss my crippled ass.
I mean, when you're staring at a receiver completely locked on him, and by the way, that pass, if you go back and look at it, there's a good chance the corner picks it off. Because he's not leading Shaheed the ball. Like, the location of the throw isn't great either. So even if the safety doesn't jump that route, at minimum, I think the corner tips it and it's incomplete.
Kiss my crippled ass.
So it's not like, if the safety doesn't break off his responsibility, it's a touchdown. Like, no.
The best case scenario was the two Atlanta guys would have like hit each other and not intercepted the ball. That was the best case scenario for that play.
I mean, dude, I lobbied for Carr. I was behind the signing. I was into it. I was into it. I really was. I thought this,
we were young and naive.
This could work. I thought this could work. I was behind it, but like,
I wish we would have.
You got to call a spade a spade. You got to be honest when you see it, and like, it's just not happening.
I wish they would have been stuck with cool skater dad Andy Dalton. I said,
let that sink in.
I think they'd be. I think they'd be 5 and 6 with Andy Dalton. Someone
told us that, Ralph. I'm not going to name names.
I'm not going to name names.
Hashtag sources, but someone did say
was like,
I think we're better off.
He did say he's a skater boy. He said, "See you later, boy."
I think they'd be 5. I think if the Saints had Andy Dalton, they'd be 5 and 6, and we'd feel so much better about this season.
Yeah, we'd be like, we're 5 and 6. This season sucks. But at least we don't have $100 million sunk into a quarterback.
Get me, the argument would be, we can't win the South. We got to get Jaden Daniels because everybody knows we need a quarterback.
That's right.
And that would be much more fun scenario than where we are now.
Please stop, Jaden. Stop.
Jaden Daniels round 1, Michael Pratt round 7.
Dave,
fight it out.
Dave, don't you dare open your mouth again unless you refer to him as the Heisman Trophy winner.
Jaden Himothy Daniels.
Yeah.
What's next?
By the way, I like your Jaden Daniels fat head there, Ralph. He's looking good.
Ready to go. I don't want this. If the Saints drafted Jaden Daniels and they still have Derek Carr, they still have Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen, Jaden Daniels will die.
Thomas, how far are we away from Ralph drinking this mocha cream?
3.5.
Yeah. 36.
What's next, Thomas?
50.
All right, final question. Speaking of, thanks to Hatchet John for overtaking you for the MVP lead by donating 500 bits.
By the way, before Thomas reads the question, I want to remind people, send us questions in the Discord. Become a patron. You can ask questions in the Discord, and we will use all the questions we get, because me and Dave will do like a patrons only mailbag. We use all the content you people send us. We just can't use them all on the show, the main show. But always send us questions. We love them.
I also
we'll get
have
to them.
filler
We'll use them
questions,
eventually.
too, in case we need.
Thomas, what you got?
All right, final question from Don Checo. He asks, if your realistic options to succeed DA are Gruden, Ben Johnson,
Oh my God.
or Aaron Glenn, who's your number one choice?
Gruden, no. Aaron Glenn, no. I don't want
D, none
Sean
of the
Payton.
above. D,
I
none
don't
of
want
the
Sean Payton adjacent. I want the Sean Payton DA era flushed.
I don't think Gruden's getting a head coaching job again. I think he can only get, at most, a coordinator.
Andrew, who would be number one for you?
None of those.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Number one for what?
If they have to succeed, DA gets fired. Gruden, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn.
Oh, I have to pick one of those three?
Yeah.
We talked about, I don't want a defensive coach that's like.
Kevin needs to share his throat coat with both.
Play it again, Thomas. Play it again so the people can hear it.
Play it again, all right.
Dave sucks. Tulane sucks. Kevin needs to share his throat coat with both.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Was that
Andre Juge?
Oh, that was Andrew.
Again.
50 buckaroos.
Wow.
And with that being said,
That doesn't show up. That doesn't show up in the chat. Okay.
nope, that's not related to Twitch. That's the best way to donate, by the way, guys. The thing that Andrew did.
Oh.
Here we go. What is this? This is a
Here we go.
creamy
He's gonna say it's not that bad. I'm telling you right now.
Mocha rum cream.
Mocha choco.
We've been doing that. We've been doing this long enough now that I know that this is one of those where he sniffs it. He's like, "Oh, guys, this is gonna be so bad," and then he's like, "Oh, not that bad." This is one of those.
No, it smells like coffee and chalk from a classroom.
Coffee and bagel.
And he's chugging it. And he's chug-a-lug-a-lugging.
Hey, Sally, I need assistance.
No, actually, he's doing the bass. He's doing the bass. This is worse than I
It's a curdling in your stomach now.
It tasted like it tasted like Home Depot smells. Oh God, fuck.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How old is it? Is it old? Is it expired?
I don't know.
Which one was worse, the brandy or the mocha?
Home Depot smells like wood.
That's what I'm saying. It tasted like wood. Like Butteridge, shame on you.
By the way, I don't shop at Home
My
Depot
chest
because I'm a Saints fan.
burns
I
like
shop at Lowe's.
gonorrhea on a cheap whore. Oh God.
And shame on you for shopping at Home Depot. Be ashamed of yourself.
What's wrong with Home Depot?
I guess I go with Ben
It's owned
Johnson.
by Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons.
Oh damn.
To answer the
Fuck
question,
Home
I would
Depot,
go
then.
Ben Johnson of those three.
It's terrible.
I said,
All right,
Dino.
Yeah, but I mean, Gruden is.
He's unhireable. These can't be hired.
Gruden, I would be okay with as a position coach, as a head coach, as like the spokesperson for the team. I have to draw the line. No,
If they hire Gruden as the coach, Kevin's gonna hike the Adirondacks or something.
It's like Adrian.
I would be most excited about Aaron Glenn. Like I want him to go somewhere else and be successful, but you can't go from DA, who's a Sean Payton tree guy, defensive guy, to Aaron Glenn. You just can't.
You can't. And Detroit's defense is bad. Like they're bad. Like I think it's more personnel than Aaron Glenn, but like you can't hire Aaron.
I gotta be honest. I'm surprised Dan Campbell's working out.
Damn.
Well, we'll see. He loses to the Saints.
People pine. So, It's game prediction time. Thomas, give us a recap of where we stand for game picks.
Yeah, that was a very interesting week. Andrew,
I get a point.
Andrew, you should.
I picked Olave. Okay, I was hoping I picked Groupie.
No, you used your Joker correctly, Dave. Plus 2 points for you.
21. Was that the exact what?
No, Falcons scored 24 points, so plus 5 points for Andrew. And let's look at the current standings, which are pretty interesting because Kevin got minus 2 points.
Oh, things are tightening up.
Check that out. Only 1 point between Andrew and Kevin suddenly. What the hell is happening? What the hell is happening, guys? What a
I'm
swing.
at the bottom of the table.
7 point swing.
Like a circumcised. Never mind.
And guys, I got news for you. A couple of rule changes. Actually, only one rule change.
Yeah, one rule change is whatever we can do to screw
attention,
Dave.
guys. Pay attention, guys.
I'm listening.
This week, you are allowed to only pick defensive players. Defensive.
Oh my God.
Not offensive.
But they don't score fantasy points, so how are we going
They
to...
do.
They
Ever heard of IDP, man? Come on.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Well...
And Kevin picks first, by the way. Kevin picks first. Who do you think Kevin predicted to win, guys?
Detroit. Come on.
Detroit.
Yeah, that's obvious.
None of us should be picking the Saints to win.
No.
28-18. And that was
Detroit is a
score.
4-point favorite, by the way.
And who do you think he picked from the Saints defensive players?
Debo?
Yeah.
The Anvax one? No.
No.
Demario Davis.
No.
That's a good pick. Can I?
Yeah.
Is it my turn to go?
You can go next if you want.
All right. Here's the thing with this game.
And post your predictions in the chat, by the way, guys.
This is a horrific matchup for the Saints. Detroit is going to mash the Saints on the ground. Detroit, who struggles to get pressure, they're going to blitz Derek Carr into oblivion. And I know people in the chat and other places are like, oh, Detroit, they lost in Green Bay on Thanksgiving. They struggled against the Bears. Those are weird divisional games. Those get weird. They are going to draw and quarter the Saints. Thomas, as always, I forgot the score, but I had
No, that never happened, man.
It's like I picked like 35-17 or 38-17, something like that. Like it's gonna be
38-17.
It's gonna be bad. And I was, until Thomas just changed the rules. I was gonna pick Jimmy Graham as my player of the game to score 2 garbage time touchdowns and just enrage Saints fans even more.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna allow that. You can pick Jimmy. You know.
Yeah, let him pick Jimmy because he's gonna get 0.0.
I'm pick Jimmy Graham's gonna have 2 garbage times.
It's gonna be tough when he's inactive on game day.
It's gonna be funny when defensive players score more points than Jimmy.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, so there you go, man.
There's my pick. I hate the 2023 Saints season. I have that parlay if you want it. Three things. I have Detroit -4, Atlanta -2.5 against the Tim Boyle led Jets, and the Saints Lions over 43.5. That's my I hate the 2023 Saints season parlay. Do it, you'll win some money.
Everyone's picking the Lions in the chat.
Mandy Moore 24-6. Hatchet John 28-9. Dave, you gonna go? Turn? Go ahead.
No, we'll go down the line here, I guess, since we're going in order. This is Dan Campbell. You know, Dan Campbell's coming back to the Dome.
He's gonna be eating our kneecaps.
He's gonna be eating our kneecaps. I think Dan Campbell really would love to win this game. I think Detroit's currently a better, more talented team. Who else? We've got Anzalone. Anzalone is
no, he's not gonna play.
He's injured. He's injured. Anal.
Do you still have that soundbite? We haven't been able to use that in a while.
We have not.
No,
I don't think.
Obviously, I'm not high on the Saints at all. I don't think anybody is. So I went with Lions 29, Saints 10. I should have gone with Saints 9 actually. So I don't think they're going to be able to score a touchdown. It's just going to be all field goals, but whatever. And throwing me for a loop here with defensive players, but I like what Ralph threw out earlier. I'm going to go with Paulson Adebo.
The unvaxxed.
That would mean the Saints.
The unwashed.
That would mean the Saints would have to play well, and he'd get a pick.
Yeah, well, that's not true. They could get multiple turnovers, and I mean, look, they had multiple turnovers against the Bears and barely beat them.
Well, it's true.
They could have the Saints could easily have be +3 in turnover margin and lose a game. I have
Dave
the utmost confidence in them doing that.
If the Saints are +3 and Thomas
can
mark the timestamp. If the Saints are +3 in turnovers and lose, I will drink a shot every 20 minutes.
Let's go
on this podcast.
Now I'm not even rooting for the Saints to win.
Check the timestamp on this.
Now I have more interest in the Saints losing than winning now at this point.
Yeah, agree.
You just ruined it.
It's a win-win, man. It's a win-win.
Yeah, you just.
Well, it seems like we're all on the same page. Similar score lines. As you probably noticed earlier on the show, the Saints have broken me. I've lost all faith in DA. The Lions are going to score 37. They're going to win 37-13. This is going to be a blowout. The Dome Boo Birds are going to be coming out strong, fast, and furious. You're going to see 13 points there, and you're going to think, oh, yeah, here we go again. Oh, that's interesting. Andrew has the Saints scoring a touchdown, and then we'll get a couple field goals. Sounds about right. That you would be incorrect in thinking that, because I don't know if you guys saw this, but great Blake Groupie injured his groin today. They tried out new kickers.
I did see
they
that.
just signed a kicker to the practice squad, Austin Sherbert or
That's
something.
A made-up name.
So your boy now apparently Groupie still has a chance to play. I think we all know how this goes. He's going to be flying to Philly. He's going to get the mesh wiring. He's going to end up missing the entire season. And the surgery is going to get botched, and he'll hang out with Will Lutz. It'll be great. But so those 13 points will actually be 2 missed field goals and a missed extra point. So shockingly, it'll be 2 touchdowns, actually. One of those touchdowns will be a fumble recovery returned for a score by Pete Werner, which is why I'm picking him as my player of the game. And his fumble 6 will give me extra points in this battle to overtake Kevin, and I will ultimately be in first place.
Damn, battle of the linebackers.
That is hilarious. This is like, I haven't been this confident that the Saints are going to lose a football game, Dave, since like Buffalo Thanksgiving Day 2021.
Neither of you guys are coming in for this game, right? I think I'm selling my tickets, and I think I might. I'm going to slum it up in the 600 nosebleeds with some.
I'm trying to sell my tickets. No one wants to bite.
See,
I sold yours already.
Ralph did. Selling my tickets has been a slog all season.
I had to sell because my
I just listed mine for
like,
$3.11.
I fly into a bunch of games. My brother goes. My brother's like, I ain't going to watch Detroit. Detroit's going to kick the Saints in the balls. So I'm like, I got to sell the tickets. I sold them for like $50 over face value.
Your brother Jay?
Probably like impressive. 2 Lions fans. They made a mistake. They purchased too early.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Ralph the businessman.
So listen, it's not a good place we're at, you know. So, but I'll tell you what is a good place: the MVP results. Thomas, wrap it up for the people.
Oh, Andrew, you're muted, man. I think you wanted to say something. Okay, tons of generosity, 7 different donators. We reached 2 donation goals. Next week, if we reach the donation goal, we're gonna do a live mailbag. But tonight, thanks to Budrich, thanks to Jason Champagne, to Romeo, to Who Dat Golfer, to your boy Alan, to Hatchet John, and to the MVP, who we all know, which is Andre Juge. Congratulations.
I feel like Andrew, his total defeatism for the Saints is strange because he's been the most He's always so positive. But now I think, Andrew, the Saints.
I want the knife.
He wants the knife.
That's not a knife.
He wants the knife.
I want to stab my television set.
I think more importantly than the Saints winning a game the last 6 weeks of the year, I think Andrew really, really wants me to vomit in the bucket and my wife come in and just slap the crap out of me.
Not just Andrew.
Everyone. It's whatever.
That's all I have left, Ralph. It's the only thing this football season can give me.
Ralph's suffering.
I'm suffering, but hey, look, we got jokes. We bring the jokes every week, and we got the live show next Friday. I hope you got tickets. It's going to be amazing. And this year, we promise it will be recorded correctly, and we will have it to post.
You sure about that?
People. I'm pretty sure. Andrew at Sports Drink says he's got a proper audio system.
Hey,
set
Tomas,
up,
check the timestamp on this.
and we'll have the live show tape for it. We're gonna give away prizes, and we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a fun.
I wanna ask you before we leave. I want to ask you guys both to weigh in on this. What's a scenario if I tell you through week 18 you can have whatever you want? The Saints aren't making the playoffs. That's the one caveat. So you will not get a Saints playoff appearance, but otherwise, you can have whatever you want out of the next 5 weeks. Six games left. The Saints have 6 more games. Anything you want can happen. What would you pick?
I mean, like, obviously that means you can't win them out because
you can't have a playoff game.
Which means you can't win out these games because then you
can't win out the games. Well, I guess you could win out. Well, no, you can't win out because you play Atlanta one more time.
No, if I can't have playoffs, I gotta have 5. I gotta have 5 and 12.
So you would root for 6 straight losses.
I would just like if you told me I can't have playoffs, but I can have anything I want. Like I want 5 and 12 because then
DA's fucked. Yeah.
Then DA's gone because here's the thing. It's utter collapse. And last year, as bad as it was last year, and it was 7 and 10, it was awful. At no point after week 1 were the Saints ever above 500. If the Saints went from 5 and 4 to 5 and 12, you get DA fired, everybody fired. If you're 5 and 12, probably picking top 7, right? So you can really
before Dave goes, can I give you my answer?
What is your answer?
You're close, Ralph. You're very close. But I think you missed one key ingredient.
You got to beat the Falcons.
To your description. Yes.
You got to beat the Falcons.
So the Saints lose 5 in a row. They're 5 and what would that make them? 5 and 11. They fired DA. The interim head coach for the last game of the season is Pete Carmichael.
God.
And the Saints win 73-0. They beat the NFL record for largest win in NFL history.
They parried
Pete Carroll gets a Gatorade shower and ushered off the field by the fan base who storms the field 73-0. That's what I would wish for. Dave, you're up.
I don't know. Jameis Winston comes in and throws 2 Hail Marys to end the first half and the second half to win the game. There you go.
Against who?
The Falcons.
Any of them?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But the Falcons, I guess.
Can I have? Well, see, here's the thing. I didn't think of it because you said I could have. When you said what I had,
that would be amazing if Jameis' stats were like 18 of 24 for 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. And the 2 touchdowns are both Hail Marys. And then Jameis 1 of 1 is like posting a spreadsheet on Twitter of all these metrics based on the road 2 completed Hail Marys.
Back on track for Canton.
Cut that bitch off.
Oh, that would be great.
I would say you said I could have whatever I want. Can I have? Yeah. Can I have I want to revise it. I want 6-11, and I want the Saints to win 73-0 against Atlanta, but I want Tampa to win the South because the Saints beat Atlanta.
Yeah.
I want that's what I want. I didn't think specific enough.
You got it.
If you can't have
your wish is my command.
If you can't have playoffs, I gotta have losses. I gotta have losses.
So your mind goes to draft pick.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of dual functionality, right? Because DA is definitely getting fired under that scenario. Yeah.
Like I gotta get DA fired. And the thing is, I think, Dave, there's a possibility that if the Saints, if they were picking top 10 or top 7 and they decided they were keeping Carr, like Mickey Loomis would have to trade down at that point because people would want a quarterback.
Well, that's not happening.
I think another scenario that I would wish for is that it gets revealed that Derek Carr actually is applying eyeliner before every game.
Yeah.
And then he puts mascara on his on his eyelashes. And then he like comes to the realization. He's like, wait, you guys don't do that. That's not normal. Everybody doesn't do that. And so then he realizes he needs to stop. And then his vision gets a lot better. It's kind of like Dwayne Bowe with the LASIK surgery.
Oh yeah.
And then like he becomes awesome next season.
Oh, I can see in the red zone now. Wow, it's so clear.
Yeah, I see the red zone.
So clear.
I see red zone.
See red.
See, this is why people listen to this podcast. Do we not bring you joy even though the Saints season's in the toilet? Oh my God. I said that to somebody today. I forgot what it was about, but I was like, this is happening.
Hopefully it wasn't in the workplace.
It wasn't. It was on Twitter. So Thomas reminded everybody next week we hit the donation goal. They get a live mailbag. But thanks for listening, supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com, become a patron, and support the show. All the people that support the show, the 323 patrons we have, the 365 patrons that we have that try us free, and whether they sign up or not, we don't know. But guys, we can't do this without you. The live show, the live stream, having Thomas produce the show, making sure the audio's good, not like 2018 quality. Like all that is because you guys support the show. You make this happen. So thanks to Dave, thanks to Andrew, thanks to Kevin for hanging out in the chat, doing whatever I think he was on a date, somebody said. And Tomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you ought to support the one that wins awards. And until next time, the bar is closed.